Have you ever had a great product idea and told a friend or family member about it and they've said something like,
"It's crazy,"
or
"That will never work."
Or maybe they said something like,
"That is great, you should do it, it's so cool, I believe in you."
but somehow you're still left feeling uncertain? I used to ask friends and family what they thought about my product ideas, and usually I was greeted with comments or laughter like,
"No one will buy that,"
or
"That's too risky."
For a long time, this was very triggering for me, and looking back, there were a lot of ideas that I didn't act on because I needed the approval of friends and family to do it. Since then, I have learned when to listen and when not to listen, and how to process other people's feedback. I have been able to back myself when I'm onto a good idea and go on to see it become successful. The more this happened, the more I realised that there was a method behind it. In this video, I'll share these methods with you. They've not only worked for me, but for entrepreneurs throughout all the ages. The support of friends and family can be so crucial to our individual success. We tend to turn to them first because, well, they're nearby, they love us, and we trust them. We believe that they're as invested in our success as we are. Henry Ford, who invented cars, says that his wife Clara was the key to his success. "The greatest day of my life was the day I married Mrs. Ford," said Henry. Clara believed in Henry's ideas and was his biggest supporter, even when a lot of other people said he was taking risks that were not befitting a family man. In fact, Henry said she believed in his ideas more than he did, and he gave her the nickname the Believer. At other times, we might ask friends and family what they think of our idea, and they might think it's terrible. The founders of the digital art app Procreate, James and Alana Cuda, had to stand alone in their belief that apps, iPads and Apple Pencils were set to become a big industry. The people around them said that creating the app was the worst mistake of their careers, that it wouldn't go well, and that investing everything they had in it was crazy. At the time, people thought the iPad was just going to be a toy for kids, and that the App Store wasn't going to turn into anything. When they brought out the app in 2011, it blindsided Adobe, and now the app turns over $3 million a month. When you ask friends and family for their feedback about your product idea, there's a good chance that you won't get useful feedback. And this is for 3 reasons. The first reason is feelings. Even though we are friends and family, our feelings towards each other aren't necessarily always purely loving. Their feedback to us is driven by our relationship with them. They'll either want to please you and make you feel good and tell you what you want to hear, or they'll try and stop you so that you don't pull ahead of the pack or leave the tribe. Feelings and relationships between people make it hard for people to be objective. The second reason you won't get useful feedback from friends and family is that they don't see what you see. This idea of yours didn't come from nowhere. It was born out of your observations, your experiences, your intuition, and a million other things. Whether you know it or not, this idea of yours has been percolating for a very long time. And you won't be able to explain it to anyone quickly or succinctly enough for them to see your actual vision. And so if it is a very new idea, not only will they not be able to see what you see, but they'll probably call you crazy. If the idea is really ahead of your time, it just won't make sense in our current reality. People won't be able to see how it benefits them because it solves a problem that they don't even know they have yet. People will always try and pull you back to what they know is accepted, possible, and to what people are wanting now. As Steve Jobs said, "I've always been attracted to the more revolutionary changes. I don't know why. Because they're harder. They're much more stressful emotionally. And you usually go through a period where everyone tells you that you've completely failed." The third reason you won't get useful feedback from friends and family is because they're probably not your target customer. It's better to validate your ideas with real customers, or at least who you think the customer will be. You can do this on places like Instagram, where you can start to observe the types of people who are liking your products, or you can even take it to a local market, like Jamie Schmidt did. Jamie wanted a different work life and access to personal care products that were safe to use during her pregnancy. She started making natural care products in her own kitchen in 2010, and in particular, she wanted a natural deodorant that smelled great but actually worked. On weekends, she took her products to a local farmers market where she got feedback in the wild and honed her product. By 2017, she had sold her company to Unilever for an undisclosed amount in the 9-figure range. If you insist on asking friends and family for their feedback, Take care how you ask them. Let them know that there's no good or bad answers, that you're looking for equal parts positive and negative feedback, and don't react to their feedback. Take it on in a neutral way. Also take some time to consider why it might be that you need the approval of friends and family to be able to go ahead with your ideas. Entrepreneurs, by their very nature, are risk takers, and they're not afraid to stand alone when they have an idea that they really believe in. Who you surround yourself with matters. The most important person you surround yourself with is you. Then there will be other people, and you should choose these people carefully. If you are going to ask other people's advice, you need to be ready to read the room and understand where they're coming from. You need to be able to stay clear-headed and unemotional when you're sifting through the helpful and unhelpful feedback from others, taking on information objectively rather than emotionally. This is what separates goodpreneurs from the not-so-good ones. They know how to wrangle their ideas. They know when to listen to people and when not to. They know when to push through a good idea that no one understands yet. And they know when not to pursue an idea that everyone thinks is amazing, but that actually stinks. Your idea is not valuable because your friends and family think it is. Your idea is valuable if you think it is, and if you can determine that there are enough customers who will agree with you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.